God, wat een lichte.
Graag heet ik jullie allemaal welkom op de persconferentie na afloop van de buitengewone bondsvergadering. Michael van Praag zal zo dadelijk een toelichting geven over zijn FIFA Normalization Agenda 2015-2019. Zoals Michael van Praag net ook al in de buitengewone bondsvergadering heeft uitgelegd, is er omwille van een vliegtuig die om 8 uur vertrekt en waarin Michael naartoe moet, de beperkte tot geen mogelijkheid voor het stellen van vragen na afloop van de persconferentie. Graag bieden we u de mogelijkheid om vrijdag 6 maart, als Michael terugkeert vanuit Zuid-Amerika, uitgebreid met hem over zijn programma te praten. Dan wil ik nu graag het woord geven aan Michael.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from India. Welcome in Zeist, and thank you for coming here today. I really appreciate it very much. As you have seen, I have just informed the Football Association representatives of my plan in more detail. And as you have just heard, they have approved my campaign budget. This means we can officially start the campaign, and I'm very happy about that. As no audio or video recordings were allowed during the General Assembly meeting, and because not all of you can speak Dutch, I would like to repeat my story for you here, and more in extension. And I would like to mention a few extra matters that were not discussed in the meeting, because the representatives had already received a copy of my extensive program. But you have not received a copy yet. That will come later. It will be handed out to you shortly. And as of this evening, everyone can read the program on my website, michaelvanpraag.com. So what is it today all about? It is about the love for football. Football has brought me an endless list of good things. In amateur football, as referee, and in professional football with Ajax. And now, as chairman of the Royal Netherlands Football Association, the KNVB, in recent years, I have seen countless men and women, boys and girls, excel in our Oranje national teams. But I have also attended many celebrations at amateur clubs. I've handed out certificates and attended meetings all over the country. I love football and the power of our sport, both on and off the pitch. The KNVB was one of the first football associations in the world, for instance, to play a leading role in the fight against racism and sexism in our sports. But not everything is the way we would like to see it. There is a lot of commotion internationally in particular. There is a constant stream of negative news about our FIFA. We see hushed-up reports. We see films by and about FIFA, which cost 20 million euros and more. And we see the controversy surrounding the allocation of the World Cup tournaments refusing to go away. That is not my World Football Organization. It is not how I want to see the sport, which has given me so much portrayed. And that is why I'm standing for election as the next president of FIFA. I have done this because I think my generation has an obligation to leave the highest body in football in a better state for the next generation. As I promised in the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam on the 28th of January, I want to share a number of things with you today. What I hope to change in the coming years in the headquarters of our international football family. What my message is for the world of football. And how we intend to make sure that football continues to be for everyone. I would like to take you through a number of main points in my program. Let's start with the setup of the World Cup. For a country like the Netherlands, taking part in the final tournament of the World Cup almost goes without saying. However, this does not apply to 90% of FIFA members. Participation in the final tournament can be an incredible boost to the development of football in the country. We must not forget that. That is why I want to give more countries the opportunity to play on the highest stage of world football. 40 countries, 40. With a guaranteed place in the tournament for the organizing country or organizing countries. And a guarantee that the reigning world champion can defend their title. This is new. And an extra place for one more country per confederation. One more country per confederation. So as many people as possible can enjoy the World Cup. Don't we all love it when a small country does exceptionally well at the final tournament? However, if you want to expand the competition, you have to start by strengthening the foundations. Training young people is great, but it is also hard work. And we are not just training the next Neymar or Van Persie. We are also training amateur footballers to be good sportsmen and to enjoy their weekly matches. We need to invest in educating youth trainers worldwide. I want to set up an international trainers academy. Football Association youth trainers will be trained in this academy, in cooperation with the confederations, of course. This is where the best training and supervision methods will be developed, and the transfer of knowledge guaranteed. Under my leadership, the best international youth training program will be put in the limelight and will receive an annual award. Referees also deserve our support. While FIFA rightfully sets high standards, the training and coaching is fragmented. I want to put an end to that. A central referees academy will improve international standards. Furthermore, when a controversial incident takes place, we cannot expect our referees to be the only people in the stadium who cannot replay that moment, where everyone else can check on their smartphones whether the ref was right or wrong. The referee is the only person who cannot do this. So I want to introduce more modern technology like the video referee, where this is feasible in sporting, technical and financial terms. Of course, this will not be possible everywhere. But the greater the interest involved in a match, the more important it is for the credibility of our sport that referees have the technology that is available at their disposal. Investing in football means much more than just putting money in the sport, as far as I'm concerned. It also means bringing football closer to the clubs, bringing FIFA closer to the clubs. For this reason, I want to initiate so-called regional FIFA embassies. At least one regional support center will be opened in every continent, where we can share our knowledge in close cooperation with the confederations. We have to share our know-how so that sport can progress. These centers will have to have an open door policy and be constantly willing to share their know-how as well as to learn from others. They will have experts with years of experience in the world of football, but they will also be open to new ideas. An organization that serves sport should also display financial humility. At present, too much money is disappearing. In addition, a separate budget will be set aside for improvements to infrastructure for the football associations which need it. We will also increase the amount of money for the participants in the World Cup and the Confederations Cup, while the organizational costs for participants will be lowered substantially. At present, FIFA uses its own experience too little when it comes to procurement. As a result, the organization faces costs which are too high. This can be done differently, and it can be done better. Then we come to FIFA itself. Normalization, as I have said before, is the key word. The organization just had to act normally. Transparency is part of this. When you act normally, you have nothing to hide. It is my intention to make the much-discussed Garcia report public as soon as possible. Everyone will be allowed to know how high my remuneration is, just as they will be allowed to look into the finances of our organization. In addition, I want to explain and publish all decisions openly after every executive committee meeting. I know this is a lot of work for 4 years, but I really do not want to do it longer than these 4 years. I'd be happy to put it in writing for those who doubt me. In 2019, it will really be the time for the next generation. My experience in the world of football and the world of business tells me that you can achieve a lot in 4 years. I want to prove that our FIFA can do better in the next 4 years. And then it is time for a younger person to take over. Everything I've said up to now has largely already been heard by the Dutch speakers during the General Assembly meeting. But I would like to add a few more things now to tell you what I think about a number of extra issues. And all the rest you can read in my program on michaelvanpraag.com. And once again, I would like to refer to my website, michaelvanpraag.com. That is important. It will go online shortly. So everyone who has internet, have a look. I would like to say something about human rights. In my opinion, more attention should be paid to human rights in the FIFA statutes. I stand for a World Football Association which applies the highest ethical and moral standards. This means that FIFA itself has to set a good example, as well as making sure these standards play a key role when large tournaments are allocated to a country. It is for a reason that my slogan is football for everyone. Football for everyone, both on and off the pitch, has been a key priority for me for years. In my opinion, football is a great game for everyone, and the world of football can be used to act as a catalyst for change in the fight against discrimination. My goal is to increase the representation of women at the highest executive and operational levels. In addition, we will take steps to combat discrimination in coaching, as well as in management positions, do contribute to the development of clubs, players, and training programs. In these cases, financial constructions should be possible, provided they adhere to strict conditions with regard to the autonomy of players and clubs. Finally, I want to say something about the way I want to work with the confederations. I think today there is too much power in the office of FIFA and too little influence of the presidents of the confederations. As you have heard during this speech, I believe in cooperation with the confederations. I believe they have a lot of knowledge that is unique and very, very valuable. That is why I want to install a president's board with the presidents of all 6 confederations in it. The president's board will help take decisions on important matters. I could carry on talking here for hours, and I could mention many more matters about limiting the power of football agents, about match fixing and so on. But then you would still be sitting here tomorrow morning and I would miss my flight. Today was about achieving our goal. And to do that, we need a campaign. And to run a campaign, we need money. Because we are an association, we needed approval from the General Assembly for our campaign budget. And I'm pleased that the Assembly has given its approval to the sum of €394,538. The campaign budget is divided into a number of main themes: travel, campaign, team, and external advice and communication. This money is necessary to get to speak to the right people, to promote and explain my program, and to keep you and all the other football lovers up to date how things stand. That was the last matter I wanted to discuss with you. And I would like to thank you again for coming today. Just now, at the end of my speech, I asked the football association representatives for their support. And I would like to do the same now. I hope I can rely on your support too. It will be quite a job to convince enough football associations to vote for me in the coming month. But let's compare it to a cup match. If the underdog scores one more goal than its opponent, who is much bigger, he wins the game. And if he wins the game, he can make a world of difference. Let's do this together. Let's strive openly together for a FIFA for all of us. For football, for everyone. Thank you.
Dank u wel, Michael van Praag. Omwille van de tijd en het feit dat we nu een vlucht eerder moeten pakken dan was gepland, moet Michael zich vandaag helaas excuseren voor eventuele vragen. Graag wil ik u nogmaals wijzen op het verzoek of op de mogelijkheid om vrijdag 6 maart na de terugkomst van Michael uit Zuid-Amerika uitgebreid met hem in te gaan op zijn FIFA Normalization Agenda. Verdere info volgt hier nog over en we hopen u graag hier